That's right, it's 11:38 and you're still tuned to Rainbow FM 90.7. And I am joined in studio by owner and founder Brenda Hurudza from a company called BA. And I'm going to allow her to introduce us and tell us about her company. Good morning, Brenda.
Morning, listeners. So my name is Brenda Hurudza. I'm a founder and co-owner, not co-owner actually, the owner of BA Advisory. So we've been in business from 2016 to now.
I love what you are doing. You are doing a whole lot of services, but I want to find out from you, Brenda, what inspired you to start this business?
Okay, so as I was growing up, there were so many people that had so many opportunity, potential in terms of growth. But then the challenge that these guys were having is because they didn't have the know-how, or they didn't have anyone that was going to support them in terms of growing their business. It's not only business, it's also even in terms of driving your goals and aspirations. And then when I looked at it, I realized that apart from my experience, I also have a calling to bring change, to be a change to other people's life, and to make a difference in people's lives. So when I looked at it, I thought, okay, how best can I utilize my experience in the finance and accounting space? So the best way for me was to use the experience that I have to make an impact in businesses, bring more people that are within the spectrum of SMEs, and give them guidance in terms of how they can grow their business to the next level. Because so many people know how to start a business, so many people can get the money, but how to manage the finances, how to structure their business is the issue that is there. So what better way can I do that by empowering those people to manage their finances and also make a difference in people's lives at the same time.
You started your business in 2016.
Yes.
Share with us some of the challenges you've experienced when you started as a young black entrepreneur. You know, it's very challenging in the business world. What was some of your most challenging thing that you had to face while being a business owner?
Okay, so in my case, how I started it was like a drive, like what I was telling before, to say I felt like I had a calling to make a difference. So it was soon after I had qualified, finished my exams qualifying. So there wasn't really much in terms of experience or exposure. So it was like I was jumping into an environment that I had no experience. So those challenges, the challenges was to say, okay, so how do I go about it? Because if you notice, most people, when they go into business, they plan about it in advance. People go to work and then they make sure that they accumulate enough capital, they get more experience, they get connections, and then from there they'll say, no, now I need to start my business. In my case, it was just an idea. I loved the idea, but I had no idea how to go about it. So now it was a challenge now to say, okay, so how do I put things in place? How do I make people take cognizance of what I do? How do I make people see me as someone who is serious in what they are doing? But I liked that challenge. I loved that challenge because it made me go into areas where if I had not been in that position right now, I don't think I would have get the experience that I have now. Because now you force yourself to learn. You force yourself to go into areas that you in a normal environment would be too comfortable to say, no, I know everything. But I took that opportunity to say, you know what, I'm a learner, I need to learn, I need to get involved, and I need to also to meet people that have the experience to teach me to go to the next level. So that was the main challenge, the know-how, and also SMEs in general. Most people, when you start, you are not known anyway, so you need to do more to prove yourself and to prove your worth. And that is a big challenge, because it looks nice when you see people now with established businesses, but for you to get to that level, it takes a lot. And it's not like it's only finance. Now I need to learn marketing. Now I need to know HR. Now I need to know how to advertise myself. So all those aspects, you see that so many SMEs, including me, have had challenges in respect of how do I take all those aspects together and come up with a successful business.
So did you have a mentor or somebody that was walking this road with you when you started your journey in 2016?
When we started, how I looked at it was to go to my managers that I worked with before and get an understanding on how they can guide me through through the journey. But then as I went through the process, I realized that it was not as easy, because obviously these people are busy people. So sometimes they may not have enough time to actually focus focus on you and give you the guidance. So what I ended up looking at was to say, okay, how can I move to the next level? And I realized that having a mentor and a coach is very critical to grow a business, but you don't really necessarily need to have one specific person. Yes, there were people whereby if I had issues, I would go and call them. But then I realized that within the community that I have, there are some people that are actually coaches and mentors without realizing it, because when you speak to them, they open your eyes, they give you ideas. And that involves not only people that are close to you, but even your colleagues or peers or people that are also working through your journey, like the fellow SMEs, because you realize that you've got the same challenges. Someone has made the mistakes and they came up with a solution, and then they'll tell you, no, don't do this because this is how it impacted me. So through that, I have so many mentors and coaches in that aspect, but not to because I see that it gives you more exposure in terms of growing yourself to the next level. But the people that trained me, the seniors that I worked with, I always go back to them for them to guide me on the next step.
So let's come to your company, BA Advisory. Share with us what services is it that you offer.
We offer a wide spectrum of services. And then coming from the finance, which is the accounting, preparation of management accounts, preparation of annual financial statements, and then we move further, obviously, because there's a bridge. We know the auditing is on the other side of the bridge. The financial statements is actually the preparation, and then I also sit on the other side of the bridge as well as the auditor, who actually reviews to see the state of affairs of the finances. And then in addition to that, there's taxation that we also assist our clients with, secretarial services, and advisory, which I see is a service that is becoming very, very common, especially in this COVID environment, because people now need strategy. People now need to know, so how do I move to the next level? Because how COVID in fact impacted a lot of businesses, it was like a shock. So the next thing now is, how do I go about it? In the advisory service, I believe it's a service that we've actually implemented, and through what we call a CFO advisory role, where we are now saying, no, instead of us just preparing your financial statements, let's also work with you throughout the journey by giving you guidance, by looking at your finances, by looking at your processes and controls, and assist you to grow your business and also to deal with different aspects that might affect the operations in general.
Because that's what's going to be my next question. You know, somebody has a business, they've been through the challenges that you're speaking. I mean, COVID has hit a lot of people. And how will BA benefit, or how will companies benefit when they use your services?
Okay. So in any business, I've noticed that in any business, you always do management accounts. And unfortunately, especially for SMEs, we don't really see it as something that is important. Most of the time, we are busy chasing the money or the revenue. We are busy chasing the clients, but then we end up neglecting that aspect. So if you look at it, when you have management accounts, which is now the compilation of information in terms of your business through your finances and everything, you see that you're in a position to actually have a position to plan, to even motivate yourself to see that, I'm moving to the next level. And especially in this case, I believe if you're doing something right, I think it's so more motivating within this COVID environment. And then you look at your books and you realize that you're actually doing better than what you expected. So in that aspect, BA Advisory takes it a step further, because people have got different understanding. People see things in a different way. So instead of us pushing the profit and loss account and the balance sheet, I believe that's the common words that you hear around. So what we do now is we get to understand the client. We get to understand their level of expertise and experience, and then we move with them, or like I can call it customize. We customize the needs of the client, so that at least at the end they really understand. Some people are more learned and they understand complex things, but then there are also clients that just know how to make money, but then when it comes to the technical things, they are not really there. So we don't just use one size fits all approach. We look at the needs of the client and we work with the client, and it's not like a separate service where I just come in and I do the management accounts or the financial statements or tax and then I move away, but I walk with through the journey. And in addition to that, we actually, as we are going through the process, we actually go through the process with the client so that they will be in a position to interpret. I think we have noticed in cases whereby a person, an owner or a business owner goes to the bank, and then when the banker asks them questions, they'll say, no, I need to call my accountant. You see, but at the end of the day, the business is theirs. So what we do now is we go through with you the process. You don't have to know how to prepare. But for example, when you're analyzing your financial statement, you need to look at this and this and this and this. This is what you need to focus on. So that even if a potential client or a potential project comes in and I'm not there, they're in a position to summarize how their business is operating in simple terms in a way that they can actually end up getting the project.
Brenda Hurutsa in studio. If you would like to ask anything, you can send us a WhatsApp 071-113-1928, or you can send us a SMS 33282. Start your SMS with the word rainbow followed by your message when we come back. We're just going to go for an ad. When we come back, we will wrap up and she will share her details.
Most businesses struggle with cash flow, lack of processes, and legal compliance. The struggle ends with B Advisory, chartered accountants, and registered auditors. We provide the solutions you need. Leave the stresses to us. Contact 060-458-5362 or visit www.b-advisory.co.za.
We're celebrating the message of healing, reconciliation. Rainbow 90.7.
11:50 and you're still tuned to the community's favorite Rainbow FM 90.7. I'm still joined in studio by Brenda Hurutsa, who is the founder of BA or B Advisory, and they offer a lot of services: accounting, auditing, financial advisory, secretarial, taxation, training, payroll and HR, invoice and debt collection. You know, Brenda, there's a lot of people that's listening that have a very small business and they think they don't need all these services. Maybe they run a shop from their home or something, but at the end of the day, like you've mentioned, if you go to the bank, they need your financials. They need. So how would you encourage those listeners listening to you that think they need to have a big company in order to make use of your services?
Okay. So in terms of accounting services, you don't need to be a multi-million business to have an accountant to run your business. Because what happens now is for those companies to get to that level, that means they were taking account of their finances in their accounting. So the problem that we have as SMEs is we undervalue ourselves. You see that even in terms of having a proper structure and processes, people don't really put that into consideration because they believe this is only for big companies. But you need to understand that big business, it didn't start by being big. Mm-hmm. They started from somewhere. So you need to start putting the right processes in place when you are still a small business. Because imagine you are the owner of the business, you've not been putting any processes or any finances, and then all of a sudden you get a 50 billion project, for argument's sake. So in that process now, how do you now manage? Because for you to say, I need an accountant because now I've got a 50 billion project, and then maybe for that project to be effective, you need to have the right processes, and you have no idea. So it's better small by small, step by step, have someone, not you might not necessarily need to have an accountant to come in every day, or you might not need an accountant to come in every month, but you need an accountant maybe to come in quarterly or every 6 months based on the size of the entity to guide you. Other options will be to have an accountant come in and guide you on how you can manage your finances on a step-by-step process, so that you get to understand how to do it yourself. Because sometimes you need to understand how to do it yourself for you to be able to identify the appropriate accountant to help you with your finances. So this is not determined by the size. You need to have the right processes in place, and you don't need to have an accountant coming in every day. They can give you guidance on how you can put your process in place, so that by the time you get to that level, your business is already up to date in terms of managing bigger projects and move you to the next level.
Contact details if people want to get hold of you.
So my contact details are 060-458-5362, 060-458-5362, and my email address is brenda@badvisory.co.za.
I have a listener that wants to know, good day Brenda and the presenter, can your company help with me claiming a rebate from SARS for 2019?
Yes, we can also assist with that as well in terms of taxation, I assume. She's talking about taxation, yes, we can assist.
Give us your number again.
060 458 5362.
And you also have a website that people can go to, www.b-advisory.co.za, or you can also email Brenda at
b-advisory.co.za.
Brenda, thank you for taking the time. I believe that you will take a lot of businesses to the next level. You can also get hold of Brenda on our Facebook page. If you would like to have some more information, you can also go to our Facebook page.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much, listeners.